Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. So this video is basically about not lying to your children, and it's a story time video. So it's not going to be a long video. Alright, so one of my mother's brothers, my uncle, he is still my favorite uncle. We do not speak much now because of an isolated incident that I don't want to go into. I still love him to death. However, there was a time where he had promised me he was going to pick me up for the weekend, and me and his son, the big R dog, were going to have a fun time that weekend. What I didn't know was that shit wasn't going to happen. And my uncle used to have this big muscle car. It was a Mustang he built from the ground up, and it was fucking sweet. So, he called me the afternoon after school, said, I'll be there to pick you up. Now, I knew he worked on Friday nights, so that was excusable because it was Friday night. And he's like, I'm going to pick you up Friday, then we're going to go get our dog and his sister, and then we're going to spend the weekend at my house. Alright, cool beans. I'm looking forward to this shit, you know, because the week was hard. Couldn't wait to get there, play some G.I. Joes, or our game that we made up. I will not reveal here, but we used the G.I. Joes. Sometimes we played the X-Men with the G.I. Joes before Toy Biz started making X-Men, and then Hasbro took over and made them the size of G.I. Joe. And Hasbro, you need to do that some more. Also do Power Rangers that way. Anyway, moving on. So, 4 o'clock came. I packed my bag because, you know, he had to go down to Keswick to get his son, and he should be back by 6 to pick me up. 6 o'clock came, 7 o'clock came, 8 o'clock came, 9 o'clock came, 10 o'clock came. By 10 o'clock, my mom made me come in the house at about 10:30 because, you know, the street lights was on. And I'm sitting here mad as hell because my uncle hadn't come to pick me up. I was like, man, we're supposed to have all weekend, the whole weekend. You know, and when you're a kid, you know, your weekends are probably the most important things to you because you don't have to deal with school, you have to deal with school bullying, you don't have to deal with people in your area, all that kind of crap. Well, 11 o'clock I knew he'd go to work because he usually leaves the house at 10:45 and goes straight to work because he worked the night shift from like 11 to 7. So here I was thinking, okay, it's 11 o'clock. Now, my uncle in his badass car never came. And you could hear him coming. Literally, you could hear his car coming a mile away. Either you're going to hear his music or you're going to hear the car itself. And I waited. Midnight came. 1 a.m. came. Out. He never showed up. So he came late Saturday. Like, really late Saturday. Like, 12 in the afternoon. So all the time we had to play was pretty much shot. So all we had time to do was eat and play more. And then we had to go to bed, get up Sunday. Then he'd take his son home and his daughter. And then he would take me home. But I would ride with him, so it would be like a complete circle. And then he'd go back to work. Yeah. The way that happened was pretty much, he picked me up on Saturday. We spent Saturday night together. And then we went home early Sunday. Because usually we stayed until like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then he'd drive him home, and then drive me home. No. We went home about 2 p.m. And now let me tell you what happened. A woman. The end. The moral of the story is, don't lie to children. Don't lie to your niece. Don't lie to your nephew. Don't lie to your children. If you can't do something that weekend, tell them that Friday. Don't let them get their hopes up and then make them feel like dirt and they weren't worthy of you picking them up, because that's exactly how I felt. That being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. I love you, Uncle. Be seeing you.